Breaking news from Temple University. The Supreme Court has just ruled in favor of Oliver Brown versus Board of Education. This historic ruling will actively desegregate state-sponsored public schools all across the country, allowing white people and colored people to attend the same schools.
That's right, Noah. For over half a century following the Plessy v. Ferguson decision, the Supreme Court had ruled blacks and whites should be separate but equal, as their interpretation of the 14th Amendment was that blacks were an inferior race to non-colored people. Thurgood Marshall, a young African-American attorney from Baltimore, argued on behalf of Oliver Brown, stating that the separate but equal doctrine, adopted by many states, particularly southern states, enabled racist legislators like the Jim Crow laws that oppressed non-whites in the country. Marshall also pointed out there was a stark contrast in quality of education between white schools and black schools, and that therefore whites had an unfair advantage to blacks as they were inherently unequal. Marshall also used a sociological test that showed that black children feel inferior to white children, showing that it is a quite unfortunate reality. All these facts argued by Marshall resulted in the Supreme Court ruling in the plaintiff's favor. Despite precedent from the Plessy v. Ferguson ruling, the court felt necessary to interpret the Constitution, and particularly the 14th Amendment, in a more progressive and equal mindset. This is characterized as a philosophy known as judicial activism. For more on this school of thought, let's send it down to our judicial expert, Oliver.
Thanks, Jake. Judicial activism is a philosophy used by justices that advocates for the interpretation of the Constitution to be based on modern beliefs and contemporary conditions. Judges take a stand and use their power to correct any injustices deemed to exist in society, even if this power overrules checks and balances. Judicial activism plays a crucial role in adopting new social policies and advancing America into a more equal and better society. The goals of this philosophy are simple. Always stand up for those that are oppressed or legally inferior, and enable them rights as granted by the 14th Amendment. All men are created equal.
That's right, Oliver. It is not uncommon to see judges use their own personal beliefs over that of the Constitution when interpreting cases, as we've seen in this case, Brown versus Board of Education. The justices went against precedent and ruled in favor of the more progressive values we have today. The Supreme Court noticed the injustices that colored people had to deal with as they were forced into inferior schools, and they ruled that things no longer be separate but truly equal. Back to you, Noah.
Thanks, Pat. We'll keep you updated on this story.